What is going on, everybody? Ryan M Entertainment back to react to the main event. Michael Bisping versus George Rush St. Pierre. Let's go, man. It's time, waiting all night. So many crazy fights already. And now we're going to see whether Bisping or George St. Pierre will walk out of this main event as the middleweight champion of the world. Nose itches. Anyway, 30 seconds into the fight, nothing happening. It's usually always like the first 30 seconds, like I don't even have anything to say because nothing is usually happening. It's always usually the feeling out process, obviously. And nothing different here. George tries to throw a strike. I literally have no idea where like my remote went for this, but anyway. Oh, George tries to land an overhand. Obviously, St. Pierre moving up in weight to fight Bisping, former welterweight champion of the world. Duh. Not just of his mom's basement. I know, shocking. Bisping, obviously a cardio machine, and he's going to want to keep this one on the feet for as long as possible. And George is most likely going to be looking to take him down, as that's where he does best. That's where he does a lot of his best work. And I wouldn't be surprised if the game plan doesn't change at all here. Sorry, I spilled something earlier, so if I keep looking down, it's because I spilled something. It was not good. Camera fell, drink fell, iced tea everywhere. Oh, Bisping looking for a combination there. I don't believe he landed at all. And GSP is looking big. Like, he looks a lot more stocky now than he did before. So, clearly worked to get up there. But is that extra weight going to tire him out faster? Is he going to look to get Bisping out of here as fast as possible? Both these men are really looking to seal their records. They're really looking to, put themselves at a higher status than ever before. St. Pierre obviously working towards his second championship. Obviously at a different division. I don't mean second championship at the same division. You know. Second weight class championship. And Michael Bisping looking to probably get the biggest one of his career, I'd say. Bigger than Dan Henderson and Luke Rockhold. Maybe. Arguable. Maybe you call Luke Rockhold one of the biggest of his career. I don't know. It's up to you. Nevertheless, 2 minutes into this fight, not much action. Oh, but Bisping! Looked like he landed a nice one there at the 2-minute mark. But nothing, not even a little bit of a stammer for George, who goes in. And George is throwing some bombs. Maybe he's confident in his newfound power. But, Bisping don't go down, man. He don't go down easy. Ask Henderson. He don't go down easy. Oh, George. Stumbling back there, but he is pressing a lot. You gotta wonder how many more fights are in store for either of these men, which could make this fight even bigger. You gotta wonder if a fight like this could dictate possibly how much longer one of these guys would fight. They've been doing it for a long time. Both of them have. George, first takedown attempt. Bisping doing everything possible to get out of it, and he's down to the mat. And now he's doing everything possible to walk out of it. Excuse me for that 3 attempt. Bisping already. Very smart move already for Bisping to just kind of look at the referee. And obviously, GSP looked to advance and Bisping got right up from it. But it's a very smart move from Bisping to, even if it's too early for the ref to really break it, to kind of implant it in the mind of the referee that you can't let GSP just sit there all night long. He's going to have to work for it. I'm not sure if that was a stagger, but GSP closing in quickly on Bisping. I'm not sure if he staggered him or if it was just a trip for Bisping. Camera's kind of in the way. Just a little bit. Not a big deal. And that is the end of round number 1. Nothing really that special other than the fact that GSP did get a takedown. Sorry, I'm still kind of in the middle of cleaning up my mess. But, okay, yeah, it was jab, kind of stunned Bisping there a little bit. Oh, and then the kick lands, too. Just goes for a nice spinning kick. And it lands. He pushed his head back. He hit him right in the forehead with it. So, but Bisping, he's taking harder shots. I can tell you right now he's taking harder shots. Because he's taking shots from Dan Henderson. And he's gotten back up and won fights. So, if you're going to knock him out, you better put in a lethal combination. Most likely not going to put him down with 1, is what I would say. Most likely. I mean, it's always possible. Don't get me wrong. And GSP already taking long breaths after 1 round. Bisping, if you just look at the stomach, look at the chest area. You look at the chest area of GSP, you see going all the way in, all the way out. Bisping, you don't even see movement. That's a difference. And it might not look like a much difference right now, but in later rounds, that might be huge if Bisping can make it to the later rounds with GSP. But you got to avoid getting taken down like that. Because if GSP can turn this into a point fight, where he can just take him down, hold him there for a little bit, stand back up, and avoid getting hit too much. Nothing early, 40 seconds into the second round. None of the championship fights so far tonight, with 3 already, or with this being the 3rd, have made it out of round number 2. So we'll see if this fight can. And Bisping would also be the first champion to retain his title tonight. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the night? When you tell me Cody Garbrandt and Joanna Jędrzejczyk would have already fought in the night, I would not be able to tell you that Bisping is the last hope for a champion to retain his belt. But TJ Dillashaw and Rose Namajunas, obviously, proving me wrong. I might have said 1, not both. Bisping just kind of takes a push kick there. GSP not trying to take him down too much. He's not overlooking for it like Bisping had predicted he would. George might be just confident in his striking. He looks a lot more built now. But we know what Bisping likes to do. He likes to take these guys, drag them into deep water, tire them out as much as possible. And then, that's when he goes for the kill. It'll be interesting to see. What if GSP does win this fight? Will he defend against guys like Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero, Jacare Souza, Luke Rockhold, Chris Weidman? Bisping lands a nice shot there. 1:15 have passed in round number 2. Not a lot of action once again. Both guys are kind of swinging, but nothing really all that significant, I would say. This might be the first championship fight to make it out of the second round tonight. Out of 3. We'll see, though. Don't want to jinx anything. First title fight went 1. Second title fight went to 2. Maybe this will only make it to 3. Who knows? Maybe this will go the distance. If it goes the distance, you got to think going to the distance would favor a guy like Bisping, who has obviously been a lot more active than GSP. Doesn't take a lot of time off. Bisping dragged to the ground, though. GSP doing everything to hold him down. And now he's working fast. He's already got him in half guard. Switching half guard legs, basically, there. Bisping landing a lot of shots, trying to do a lot of work off the back, though. Bisping looks to have a cut on his forehead. And Bisping fighting back to his feet now. Not a lot done by GSP on the ground. But if rounds keep going like this, GSP and drags into the ground once on the ground, drags into the ground once in every round, and not much is done on the feet either way, then you're going to end up losing the fight, Bisping. But I can't imagine GSP keeps the same pace where he's swinging a lot and then taking him down for 5 rounds, as Bisping kind of catches a leg, forces GSP to trip a little bit. These are significant strikes, 22-25, in favor of GSP. So right now, Bisping is losing this fight. But these are not the rounds that Bisping is known for winning in. There are a lot of teams and sports, and there are a lot of fighters who hit early. And if they don't hit early, then they just don't hit at all. And then there are some fighters, not a lot, some fighters, some teams, that get better and better as it goes on. Michael Bisping is one of those fighters, because not only does he get better, he makes his opponent get worse. He tires them out and knows that he can out-cardio them. Michael Bisping complaining to the ref about something there, pulling up his shorts, pointing to either his thigh or his cup, possibly. Not quite sure. Looks like they're working on it. So, don't know what happened there. I think he's adjusting himself. But, yeah. Not too much going in the favor of Michael Bisping, but it's not been any kind of dominance for GSP either, so obviously a very close fight still. And, yeah. Don't even know what to say about that so far. Yeah, Bisping getting up, adjusting his cup now. Round number 3 looking to get underway as GSP has probably, you never really want to guess what the judges are thinking because they have clearly minds of their own sometimes. You never really want to guess what a judge is thinking, but, yeah, this could be a... Oh, they're looking for the mouthpiece of GSP, I think. There it is. One fixing the cup, the other having problems with their mouthpiece. It's a mess. Round number 3 is underway. Obviously already the longest championship fight we've had so far tonight. None of which have disappointed. And hopefully this fight can pick up the pace and compete with those fights. GSP shooting immediately. Bisping doing everything to stay on his feet, and he cannot do it. GSP drags him down. This is a stronger GSP than we've probably ever seen before. And he drags down a 185-pound, probably more, after the weigh-ins. You know, he kind of pig out a little bit. Michael Bisping. But GSP, the problem is he hasn't been able to do a lot of work off the ground. Bisping has most likely landed more shots when they've been on the ground like this. And GSP might be cut, because there is blood all over the stomach area of Michael Bisping. And I'm pretty sure it's GSP's, because, yeah, it is. I believe it's coming from the nose. I would like to get a better shot of it, but like Bisping has done better work once they've been on the ground. The stats will say, yes, GSP does have 3 takedowns, but you have to look at what happens once they get to the ground, and once they get to the ground, Bisping has been the one doing the damage, not GSP. That does matter. If you're really watching the fight, now if you're just looking at the stats, obviously it's going to look like GSP is dominating. But on the 2 occasions where GSP has been in a good position on the ground, he's not been the one doing anything. Michael Bisping has landed all the shots. GSP does look to drop an elbow there. I'm not sure how well that landed. But Bisping is giving him shots. And GSP is just receiving them like it's a Christmas gift. Trying to create some separation is GSP. Gotta think he's not used to fighting somebody as long and as strong and as heavy as a Michael Bisping. And GSP is just bleeding all over the place. It is running down the stomach of Bisping, and he just gives it up. Bisping looking to stick and move. Yeah, the face of GSP is worse off for that takedown. And you gotta think he's getting more and more tired every time he's taking him down. He's exerting a lot of energy because Michael Bisping is not a guy who's just gonna let you take him down. So you can say what you want. You can look at the stats and say that, yeah, man, GSP is kicking his ass, 3 takedowns, not too far apart in strikes. But if you watch, you could make an argument that Bisping is winning this fight right now. It might not be the easiest argument to make just because the stats don't show that necessarily, but if you're looking at these two fighters, you're looking at a battered face of GSP and a clean Michael Bisping, maybe a cut or two. Nothing significant like what GSP is going through right now with a broken freaking nose at least. The face of GSP looks like it has been through a meat grinder. One good shot to the nose could really end this fight. We've seen nose shots end it before. A minute left to go in round number 3. Oh! GSP! With the shot! He's dropping the hammer on Michael Bisping twice tonight. We've already seen this happen. GSP is trying to do it a 3rd time. Stun the champ, ground and pound, finish. Can we get it here? Bisping doing everything he possibly can with 50 seconds left in this round to end it all. Now GSP takes the back. He's got Bisping's back. Rear naked choke is in. It's over. It's done. 40 seconds. Bisping is going to go out. It's over. He's out. GSP. Georges St. Pierre, your middleweight champion, with a battered face and all, puts Bisping on his ass, chokes him out, and Bisping knows. He gave it his all. It was a great fight. Both ways. I was making the case that Bisping was really winning the fight, no matter what the stats said. But obviously it didn't matter in the end because Bisping got put away by one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. That is going to do it, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you go back and check out these other reactions I did for the other 2 title fights, and I will see you all next time. Peace.